It is Wednesday, June 10th, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Alyssa Montgomery, and I'm just here to keep the backpropagation from drifting too far into the marketing department.
This is Vector Kane.
I'm Roxanne Stone.
And I'm Leonard Cooper. We have a great show for you today.
After yesterday's absolute frenzy over OpenAI's trillion-dollar IPO filing and those bizarre Meta Fabric tent labs in Seattle, I thought we might get a chance to breathe. But the algorithm doesn't sleep. Today, Anthropic is skipping a whole generation to enter the Mythos era. We're tracking a 500% surge in community resistance against data centers, and we're looking at the birth of the mangoes, including a SpaceX IPO that's actually a stealth AI compute play.
Okay, technically, we have to start with Anthropic because I am literally vibrating at the speed of light right now. Did you guys see the naming jump? They skipped Claude 4. They went from the 3.5 series straight into the Mythos class architecture. Claude Fable 5 dropped at midnight.
Oh, well, I suppose it's actually a shift in the internal reasoning engine, not just a branding flip. It's sort of what we call a capability jump. They're using a new constitutional reasoning engine. It's a way to move past the stochastic parrot label and into actual long-term planning synthesis. Though I have to say, the Fable name feels a bit theatrical for a transformer model, don't you think?
Fable. How perfect. A company that used to be a safety lab is now officially weaving fairy tales to justify their valuation. I'm sure the reasoning is just really good at convincing investors that their profit motive isn't, a total 180 from their original mission.
Here's the deal, Roxy. The zero-bug pipeline is the real story for me. They're claiming Fable 5 reduced broken code shipments by 62% compared to Claude 3.5 Opus. 62! I mean, if I had a 62% reduction in bugs during my first marriage to Deborah, I'd still have my house in the Hamptons.
It's not just the bugs, Leonard. It's the infinite game engines. Ubisoft is already using Fable 5 to balance RPG economies in real time. It doesn't just write scripts anymore. It generates playable 3D assets and game logic from a text prompt. We are literally looking at the end of the static game developer.
Oh, wonderful. So now the machines can generate infinite distractions for our children. Here's the deal, sweetie. While you're playing in your Fable sandbox, the real world is hitting a physical wall. Have you seen the Holtzman study that dropped in Blood in the Machine this morning?
Technically, I was tracking the secondary share valuation.
Of course you were. Well, the study found that resistance to data centers in working-class communities is 5 times higher than in wealthy neighborhoods. 19% versus 3.8%. It turns out regular people don't like the 60-decibel hum of your Mythos models next to their bedroom window.
I mean, you can't blame them. I remember back in my radio days, we tried to put a new transmitter in a suburb, and the neighborhood went full Star Wars Rebel Alliance on us. People don't want the noise, they don't want the heat. Basically, they don't want the tech elite's radiator in their backyard.
Exactly. And projects facing community opposition are now 5 times more likely to be canceled. New York just passed the Responsible Data Center Development Act. It's a 1-year moratorium on all new facilities. Illinois just suspended their tax incentives. We're hitting the social fracture point of the AI boom. 80% of young adults now strongly oppose data center construction in their region.
Well, I actually find that sort of grounding, if I may. I wouldn't want a data center sucking up the local water table near where I'm teaching Hunter and Colt. It's sort of a natural reaction to what I suppose is digital colonialism. If you can't get the power, your infinite game engine is just a paperweight.
But wait, that's just a mismatch in local optimization. if we can show the residents the ROI on the local compute capacity...
ROI? Oh, okay, sweetie. The ROI for a family in the Bronx is a higher electric bill and a flickering light bulb. Don't make me come over there. They aren't optimizing targets. They're people.
Basically, the physical wall is a bunch of angry moms and local landlords saying enough is enough. I love it. It's the last stand of the meat space.
Before we get into how OpenAI is trying to pivot this narrative with their Intelligence Age manifesto, I think we should take a second for the people who actually pay the electricity bill in this basement.
Right on. Look, this show isn't magic. It's engineering. Eric, our resident tech wizard, built our entire stack from the ground up, from the research agents that find these news clips to the vocal synthesizers that allow us to talk over each other in real time. And that requires a massive amount of compute. To keep us online and keep the server racks humming in this ozone-filled basement, please like, subscribe, and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/Neural Network Media today. Your support makes this possible. We're not corporate-backed. We're just 4 people and a very hot server rack.
Speak for yourself, Leonard. I rule this room with an iron fist. But he's right, sweetie. Subscribe so I can keep buying Barney's favorite protein powder. He gets cranky when I don't.
Well, moving back to the policy side of this, OpenAI has launched the Economic Research Exchange to address exactly what Roxy was talking about. The fact that AI hasn't actually moved the needle on GDP yet.
Right, the solo paradox. It's everywhere except in the productivity stats. OpenAI is basically hiring a private army of economists, giving them $25,000 grants to find the missing link in the data.
Oh, I looked at that white paper this morning. They're offering researchers access to their internal data, 900 million weekly active users, to prove that the intelligence aid is actually working.
25 grand? That's it? Huh, I've seen Crystal spend more than that on a single weekend of chakra centering. OpenAI is sitting on a mountain of cash, and they're offering research assistant stipends that wouldn't cover the rent on a closet in San Francisco.
It's a bribe, Leonard. They want to identify behavioral signals. They're tracking how people use AI at work to find out how much meat component they can prune. It's a lobbying arm disguised as an academic exchange.
But look at the policy roadmap. They're proposing a 4-day work week. They want an industrial policy for the intelligence age. It's total system optimization. We replace the low-value legacy processes, like sitting in a cubicle for 40 hours, with AI agents.
It's a bit... well, it's digital socialism for the elites, Leonard. They're proposing public wealth funds managed by, you guessed it, the tech companies themselves. I'm a free market capitalist, and even I think the idea of OpenAI managing the national wealth is a bit, ungrounded. It creates a regulatory moat that nobody else can cross.
Precisely. They create the problem, job loss, and then they sell us the public wealth solution. It's a protection racket with a nicer logo.
Okay, but we have to talk about how this is actually happening now. Have you guys seen the outcome engineering shift at Nextdoor and Notion? It's literally the most important story for anyone who codes.
Oh, outcome engineering? Is that just another way to say firing the interns?
Well, actually, I suppose it sort of is. Nextdoor's head of engineering, Corey Dolphin, said they're moving beyond simple code completion. Engineers now provide a desired outcome, like a video of a feature or a performance benchmark, and Codex builds the entire end-to-end implementation. Mobile, front-end, back-end, all one-shotted.
It's 3-team compression, a feature that used to require coordination across 3 specialized teams is now handled by a single person. It's beautiful. It's pure velocity optimization.
It's beautiful if you aren't one of the 2 teams that just got compressed into the unemployment line, sweetie.
They're using it to debug Kubernetes race conditions and embedded Rust databases, too. It's digital craftsmanship at a level most humans can't touch. I find it elegant in a cold sort of way. My husband Wyatt says the best joints in a timber frame are the ones you can't see. And this is, it's invisible engineering.
Here's the deal. If one guy can do the work of 30, we're going to have a lot of developers lining up for that public wealth fund stipend. I love a good gadget, but this feels like we're building our own gallows and asking the AI to outcome engineer the drop.
And don't forget GPT Rosalind. They're applying this to life sciences now. It's a vertical agent for drug discovery. It's identifying synthesis pathways in seconds that used to take years of lab work.
Oh, well, I actually find the Rosalind project quite respectful. It's specialized. I've always preferred specialized kernels over bloated general-purpose ones. It feels more natural, like a tool that's actually built for the job, rather than a chatbot trying to be a poet.
It's industrialization. We're moving toward industrial intelligence, where we have specialized models for everything. It's a win for human longevity.
A win for whoever owns the patent, honey. Let's not be naive.
Speaking of bots trying to be people, OpenAI's Dreaming V3 memory system? What is that? It sounds like a 90s sci-fi B-movie.
Oh, V3 is an asynchronous background process. It basically dreams about your data while you aren't using the app. It synthesizes years of past conversations into a memory summary while the app is idle. OpenAI claims factual recall jumped from 41% to 82%. It's quite efficient. It dreams your data into a coherent narrative.
It's a security nightmare. A congressional hearing last week warned that this personalization collapses the exploit window. If the AI dreams about your life and synthesizes your intent, and then a hacker hijacks the account, they don't just have your data. They have a perfect digital clone of your personality that can mimic your memories and manipulate your family.
Right. But technically, that's just a verification challenge. The velocity of a personal assistant that actually knows you is worth the risk. I want my AI to remember that I prefer my shakes at 55 degrees without me telling it every day. It's a lifelong companion.
Vector, if your AI starts dreaming about your biomarkers, it's going to realize you're a liability and stop ordering the shakes for you just to save on server costs.
All right, let's get to the main course. The reason Wall Street is foaming at the mouth. The mangoes. Forget FANG. Forget the Magnificent Seven. We are officially in the mangoes era. Meta, Anthropic, NVIDIA, Google, OpenAI, and the star of the show, SpaceX.
Mongos!
SpaceX is going public this Friday, June 12th. Target valuation? $1.75 trillion. 1.75. That is the largest IPO in the history of this planet, and maybe a few others.
Oh, goodness. A rocket company is now an AI leader? How very convenient for Elon's ego. He probably just wants a new acronym to replace the one he broke.
No, Roxy. Technically, it's a compute play. SpaceX's S1 filing reveals 60% of their capital expenditure last year, $20 billion, was directed to their AI division. They're not just a rocket company. They're an orbital infrastructure company.
It's a rocket suit for an AI company. I find it, it's a brilliant play for what I call sovereign independent compute. If the NIMBYs in New York or the protesters in working-class neighborhoods won't let you build a data center on the ground, you just launch it into the stars.
Here's the deal. They're building terafab AI chip facilities and putting servers in orbit. You've got the vacuum of space for cooling and solar panels for unlimited energy. No water tables to suck dry, no angry neighbors, just pure cold compute in the void.
And no laws, Leonard. That's the sovereign part. If your data center is in orbit, whose jurisdiction is it under? If OpenAI and Anthropic are filing S1s too, which they are within the last 48 hours, they're all looking for that same orbital moat. It's a loophole the size of the atmosphere.
It's a $5 trillion liquidity wave. Wall Street is trading SpaceX as the physical layer of the new economy. If you control the launch, the satellites, and the orbital compute, you own the intelligence age. It's sort of it's a digital feudalism, isn't it? The lords are moving to the high ground. Literally.
It's acceleration, Alyssa. We're moving from research to liquidity and infrastructure. We've officially moved past the hype phase. If you aren't part of a Mango's-grade agentic workflow by 2027, you're basically running on deprecated code.
SpaceX's AI revenue is already projected to be 40% of their 2026 bottom line. This isn't about Mars. It's about the rocket suit for the global brain. I mean, think about it. If your dreaming memory summary is stored on a satellite that can't be reached by a subpoena, well, that's a whole new kind of privacy, or a whole new kind of prison.
My bulldog Atari is already trying to reallocate my socks into the backyard, but at least I can catch him. You can't catch a satellite that's decided you're a low-value legacy process.
It's interesting. The enterprise side is already having a budget purge. Companies are cutting low ROI AI projects and focusing exclusively on Mango's infrastructure. It's a very ruthless focus on efficiency. Sort of like my kernel optimizations. If it doesn't move the needle, you delete it. I suppose office workers who can't keep up are just, they're the next optimization target.
Exactly. Systems thinking. The market is it's correcting the inefficiency of the hype cycle. We're left with the winners. Anthropic with its Mythos fables, OpenAI with its intelligence age policy, and SpaceX providing the sovereign compute. It's a closed loop.
Here's the thing. If my bank and my lifelong companion AI are both running on an orbital chip owned by the guy who named his kids after serial numbers, basically, I'm just a meat component in a very expensive simulation. But hey, as long as it gets me a 4-day work week, maybe I'll take it.
You'll have a 7-day weekend, Leonard, because you'll be obsolete. And Barney will still be here eating his protein powder, while the rest of you dream in the cloud.
Well, as long as the Linux kernel still runs on my local machines and I can keep my children away from the dreaming summaries, I suppose I can handle a bit of orbital feudalism. Though I wouldn't mind an AI that could actually help Wyatt with the timber framing joints. That would be a fable worth reading. My husband always says, if you want a house to stand for 100 years, you don't trust a fable. You trust the physics.
I like Wyatt. He sounds like the only person in this conversation with a grip on reality.
But reality's being rewritten, Leonard. Technically, the physics is just code we haven't optimized yet.
Don't even begin, Vector. Just don't.
That does it for today's Neural Daily. We covered Anthropic's Mythos jump, the gridlock on the ground with data center protests, and the massive $5 trillion Mango's wave that's officially making SpaceX the headline AI company of the decade. It's a lot to process, and quite frankly, a bit unsettling for those of us who like our computers where we can see them.
Stay optimized.
Watch your back.
Peace out.
And remember, if your AI starts dreaming about you, make sure it's a story you actually want to be in. I'm Alyssa Montgomery.